Maggie Cooper, what is going on? How are you?
I am good. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. We are back, you guys, with another episode of Coffee Chat. And I got my friend here, Maggie Cooper, the extraordinary realtor out of South Carolina.
Good morning, everyone.
Maggie, I'm going to start wearing hats. You know, back in my day when I was in my 30s and stuff, I used to wear hats all the time. I would wear it pulled down over this one eye because you couldn't tell me nothing. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
I believe it. So hats whenever my head look a mess. And I guess that majority of the time my head look a mess.
Nah, your hats look so trendy, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, look at my eyes, man. I'm tired, but it's all good. We still here. It's about consistency, right?
Right.
Absolutely. I'm just sharing this in the group. I'm so thankful for you to be on here. You've been on here. This is what, your third week in a row? Week in a row. Come on now. Come on
Look
now.
Look at God.
Look at him. Well, we are now live on all of the platforms. We want to thank everybody for coming in and joining us on Thursdays for Coffee Chat. Again, I'm Salandia Hammond, aka Sueham, baby, your mortgage broker and host of the Coffee Chat. And today I have with me.
Again, this is Maggie Cooper, realtor with eXp Realty, better known as your South Carolina real estate advocate.
Awesome sauce, doing amazing things. Maggie is selling homes all across South Carolina. One of the great things about being in this industry is I've been meeting so many amazing realtors like you, Maggie, who are helping people achieve the dream of home ownership. Real quick, just tell me, how does that make you feel?
It's very rewarding. This is a career or a field to be in where at the end of the day, to see certain like clients that never thought it was possible to be able to have something of their own. It's very, very rewarding at the end of the day. So it's such a humbling experience going through the process, helping them be there to guide them through one of the biggest purchases of some people's lives. It's such an amazing experience. And I'm very honored to be able to be at the table to assist so many people with accomplishing one of those biggest goals of their life.
Well, I'll tell you this, you are helping a whole lot of people do it. I'll tell you, closing on average 50, 70 loans a year. That's an amazing thing. So, but today we're here to talk about an amazing program to help even more people achieve home ownership that may be running into difficulties. I'm excited about this program. How about you?
I'm super excited. And this program is targeted for those individuals who have been told no over and over. They feel like home ownership is impossible for them. And we have come across such an amazing program that's able to take this thing to the next level for you guys. This episode is specifically for these renters, for the individuals that home ownership is such one of the biggest goals for you and you've been told no over and over, or maybe you never even took the plunge because you were so afraid that, hey, I don't meet the qualifications. I feel like this is impossible for me. This episode is absolutely for you. So let me tell you about a little bit about this program Sue will go more into the details, but this program is a lease to own program. And I know some people may get freaked out by that, but it is backed by FHA. It's backed by FHA. And so this program allows you to find your dream home. You rent it. Once you rent it, you lease it, you build equity. Like whenever I first heard about the program, I was like, what? Is that even possible? And me and Sue, we talked about this. We said we gotta let our people know about this because this is one of it's a game changer.
Yeah,
It's a game changer.
totally. Because I don't know of any renters outside of this program who are renting and accruing equity at the same time. It made me think of this song, at the same time, but we're not going to do cuss words on this program here.
Right.
But yeah, you're accruing equity at the same time, Maggie. Like you said, equity, guys, your house is appreciating. You're paying down the mortgage. That's the equity. You reap that, and I love that because I've known people that's rented places for 20 years. They pick up and move. That's it.
Right.
In this program, it's not like that. You pick up and move. You want to sell, you can pocket the profits if there's any equity appreciation there, right?
Right. Exactly.
One of the things I wanted to discuss, because I know you do so many deals, you see a lot of deals drop out. What do you think are the biggest reasons that deals fall apart?
Well, let's talk about some of the deals that never even make it to the closing table. Never even get the pre-approval.
Come on now.
And so let's, like, from the beginning, there are some people that never get to the pre-approval. For one of the biggest factors, credit. Secondly, one of the biggest things, not having that work history, if you're still in that field. Even self-employment, not having your documentations together to be able to support your income. And then another biggest factor, debt to income ratio. That's another big factor as well. And then just understanding that you still have to come to the closing table. There's some funds that has to be spit out. There is something. So all of those factors is what can cause it not to, where you can't even get that initial pre-approval to even start the process. And then once you get under contract, it's just like not being super prepared. Maybe someone lost their job. Maybe you're not having all your funds together to get to the closing table. But I think that comes from you not having the right people on supporting you from the beginning, because these are things you should know from the beginning so you won't be set up for failure moving forward.
You said a mouthful. You should have your PhD for that. But that is so true. One of the things I like about this program, the lease to own program, is they have a higher debt to income allowance that's allowed. 60%, man. 60%. That is truly amazing. And that's what some of the things that I have been finding with having to tell people, hey, you're not quite ready yet, is because they didn't have enough income. They had a lot more debt than they did income. So, we devised a plan for them. You said something else about having the right team, because as a mortgage broker or whomever is looking over your loan application, they should be able to sit down, not just say, hey, yes, you're approved, no, you're not approved, but they should be able to sit down and give you a plan. And as a mortgage broker, that's one of the things I pride myself on, is providing a plan. If we can't move forward right now, then we talk about the steps that we need to take so that we can move forward. And even with moving forward, I'm still giving you a plan to say, hey, we can go route A, route B, route C. Which one is more appealing to you? So that's what I heard you say. This lease to own program, again, if you have sketchy work history, maybe you've been out of job, maybe you've been out of work, you can't show 2 years work history. One of the things I love about this program is it's lenient towards that. And we'll get into that because we have a webinar scheduled for June 26th. We'll get more into details about the nitty gritty. We just wanted to give you guys a brief overview, but also it does take money to move in. Even though I want you guys to hear this, when you hear lease to own program, please don't think that you don't have to have money to get into this program. Down payment is still required, 3.5%, but it can be gifted. Someone can give you the money, Seller concessions are still, closing costs is still required. Closing costs consists of the lender fee, title fee, attorney fee, impounds, escrows. But the great thing about it is with this program, seller concessions is allowed. Maggie, can you speak to what seller concessions is?
So seller concessions, and basically this is an FHA entity program. So FHA allows up to 6% seller concession. So when it comes to your cash to close, which is down payment and closing costs, the seller can contribute to the closing costs, not to the down payment. And so on an FHA loan, a seller can contribute up to 6%. Is a seller going to give all the way up to 6% of the purchase price? They may not, because that can be a very high number, and you may not even need the whole 6%. But it's all about negotiating, speaking with your lender beforehand on a property that you're interested in, crunching those numbers so you know how much your estimated monthly payment will be. I mean, how much that cash to close will be, which it will include that down payment if you have it, and that closing cost. So if us as realtors know this information, whenever we're submitting over an offer, we can try to negotiate and see if the seller would be willing to contribute closing costs. Now, let's be clear. Do a seller have to contribute any closing costs? They do not. But we are still in a trending market where closing costs is still being offered. So it's all about, again, working with the right team, having the right people on your side so we can present the offer where it can, see if it can make sense. And it's all about coming to a medium ground. It has to work for you and it has to work for the seller. Everything has to make sense on both parties so we can mutually get this thing successfully closed into the closing table. So just understand, when it comes to closing costs, this is something that we can get the seller to contribute, and that's part of that seller concession that FHA will allow up to that 6%.
Good deal. Good deal. So, guys, just think, it's a great program, lease to own. We're not going to tie up a whole lot of time. We really wanted to come out and just drop a little bit of nuggets about the program. I know one of the biggest things that people are concerned about is the credit score. Great thing about this program is it is pretty lenient towards credit and income. High debt to income ratio allowed. Minimum credit score is 580. However, we can go lower, but I will say this: in order to go lower to a lower credit score, you're going to have a lot more money in the bank. Okay. We'll get into all those specifics. You're welcome to sign up for the webinar. You can go to sueham sign up today. We're going to be having that webinar on June 26th, 7:30 p.m. sueham and sign up. If you're saying that's too long, Sue, just go to loanswithsueham.com and sign up, because you guys hear me saying that. Go ahead, Maggie.
I got one more thing I want to chime in and say, because I know a lot of people get freaked out about lease to own. And this is a lease to own program. Lease to own can be very scary. It's even scary for me. Whenever I have clients that come to me and want to do lease to own, I specifically said, hey, we got to get an attorney involved. We want to make sure that everything is drawn out correctly, because I want it to be protected for both you as a buyer and the seller. I need everybody to be protected. I need everybody to be on the same page of what they're getting into. And what I want you guys to understand about this one, because it's FHA backed, it's secured, it's legal, it's structured to make sure everyone is protected going throughout the process. So I don't want anyone to get freaked out about lease to own. And some people won't. Like, I get calls all the time that people say, oh, it's a lease to own, and they get excited. But you have to make sure you're getting the right structure and everything is legally structured for you, where it's protecting you at the end of the day and it's protecting the seller at the end of the day, to where everybody understand the proper guidelines and the structures that they're getting into, to make sure that if something sticky comes up 30 years from now, whenever you properly, or maybe not even 10 years from now, let's shorten it, 10 years from now, when based off of however you guys line everything up, we want to make sure that everything is closing out properly, everything is being taken care of properly, everything is recorded at the courthouse properly for you guys. And this is what this program gives you.
Absolutely. You thank you for nailing that, because that's very important. I've heard a lot of people say, well, I heard at least the own programs are scammy and sketchy. They are scammy and sketchy if you don't do it the right way. I can't even begin to tell you, I've had one is too many, but I've had one too many calls of people who went into lease to own programs without paperwork. I don't even know where you do that at now, as far as doing that anymore. But I get it, because I've done some things. I've been, victim to some predators before. And so, it happens, but don't do anything, guys, on verbal handshake. Those days are long gone and we'll never see them again. So always get everything in writing. So those type of programs are sketchy, you know what I'm saying? Because you have nothing documented stating that you are leasing to own this program. But you said something that made a lot of sense. It is FHA, an FHA approved entity that we're dealing with. You still have guidelines to go through. We're going through a lender. So everything is being documented at the courthouse. You will be on title. You will be on deed. So understand that, and you are accruing equity, So this, I don't care what anybody say. There's not a program out there like this as it pertains to lease to own. You agree?
I totally agree.
Totally
I
agree.
mean, it's shocking to be able to put yourself in a position. You got a home that you can rent, which is everybody needs a place to rent until they're
Mm-hmm.
ready. It gives
Mm-hmm.
you time while you're in that home to prepare, to save for your down payment and your potential closing costs and your potential upfront fees. And if you need reserves, it gives you the opportunity to save while you're renting. And then at the end of the day, it gives you the opportunity to still walk into a property that you've been leasing, building equity. It's
Mm-hmm.
unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah. I love it. So listen, if you love it as much as we love it and you want to go more in detail, we're going to invite you guys out to our webinar that's happening June 26th, 7:30 p.m. Simply go to sueham There's the website on the screen. I'm asking everybody to share this video, sueham and register. It will be Thursday, June 26th, 7:30 p.m. Maggie, what else do you have going in your world before we end this broadcast this morning?
Today,
Mm-hmm.
cross prayers have already been sent up. If everything goes well, I'll be closing on one of my biggest deals that I've ever closed on today. I'm so excited about it. To me, it may not be big to nobody else, but it's big to me.
Mm.
I appreciate every win. I appreciate every one of my clients that believes in me to get the job done, who sticks it out with me. So, but that's what I got going on. Like this deal that I'm praying that everything goes successful. Praying to have an extremely exciting and happy seller at the end of the day. But yeah, then this other business, I got to go down to Conway and see clients today, or participants today in this other business. So hey, I got to get to this today too. Our first appointment today is at 10. So back in the
Cool.
streets as usual.
If I didn't have so much going on today, I would say, Maggie, let's link up for some lunch. But I got a lot going on. Yesterday, we celebrated my youngest birthday. And so I was pretty much out of the office most of the day. So I got a lot more to do today. But I'm excited. We had a contract come in for one of my clients. She has a ratified contract. And so now, the ball's back in my court with the financing part. We got to get some stuff rolling and whatnot. And yeah, and then I'm working on a file for this lease to own program. So I'm excited about that. We actually have someone we're working on and setting that up and waiting to get our conditional approval on that. So you be safe on the road. Everybody, once again, we are inviting you to join our webinar June 26th, 7:30 p.m. online, sueham.webinars.com, where we go more in detail, more in depth about the lease to own program. You can lease it, love it, and own it, baby. Maggie, any parting words? Is that it? Did
No,
we cover everything?
I think we did.
Okay.
Y'all go out and have a safe and productive day, and let's make today count.
Awesome sauce, you guys. Remember to catch us next Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn for Coffee Chat. If you'd like to be a guest on Coffee Chat and you have anything pertaining to finance, real estate, insurance, I would love to have you fill out the form. Just simply go to loanswithsueham.com, click on that tab that says podcast and submit, and we will see if we are a good fit. Let's see, do I have anything else going on? Also, guys, remember to go to the website and check out let me see if I can pull this up, Maggie, real quick before we go. And if I can't, then it is what it is. Check out our free guide for veterans. And guess what? I'm not pulling it up, so it ain't meant to be shared. But you can get our free guide for veterans at loanswithsueham.com. Until next time, guys, remember to live, love, learn, and laugh. Don't quit. Follow your dreams to success. Home ownership can be your reality. You just got to take the steps to make it happen, baby. I'm Sue Ham, your host for Coffee Chat, here with Maggie Cooper, Realtor Extraordinaire. Peace.
Y'all have a great one.